Sun comes from Allah, the moon comes from Allah, daylight from Allah, night falls from Allah, the earth comes from Allah, the water comes from Allah, air comes from Allah, and fire comes from Allah. Everything's from Allah, everyone's from Allah. Everything's from Allah, everyone's from Allah. So what is Kalima? This is Kalima. What is Kalima? This is Kalima.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'd like to welcome you all to another episode of Open the Door, Ya Simsim. Open the Door, Ya Simsim. A place where the truth is told and you see it in your imagination. A place where the truth is told and you see it in your imagination. Welcome to Story Times in Ramadan. I am your host, Al-Qasas, the father of stories. And please, I want to introduce you to our viewers. What is your name?
My name is Shaima Muhammad Misbah.
Shaima Muhammad, yes, Misbah.
Nima Shahid.
Nima Shahid, welcome.
Najma Saudi.
Najma Saudi, welcome.
Maryam Nazardin.
Maryam Nazardin, welcome.
Nida Nafil.
Nida Nafi, welcome.
Amal Ashraf.
Amal Ashraf, welcome. Welcome all to Story Times in Ramadan. Okay, today we want to continue from some of the nice stories that we want to share with little girls. This one is really pretty, if I can find it. Yes. I like this one, this is pretty. This is called The Most Beautiful Flower. The Most Beautiful Flower. Ooh. Okay. The park bench was deserted as I sat down to read, beneath a long, shaggy branch of an old willow tree. Disillusioned by life with good reason to frown, for the world was intent on dragging me down. And if that weren't enough to ruin my day, oh God, a little boy, a young boy, out of breath, approached me, all tired from play. He stood right before me with his head tilted down. And he had in his hand was a flower, and what a pitiful sight it was. I said with great excitement, he said with great excitement, "Look what I found." In his hand was a flower, and it was a pitiful sight, with the petals all worn out and not even enough rain or a little light. Wanting him to take this dead flower and go off and play? Oh, I faked a small smile, then shifted away. But instead of retreating, he sat by my side and placed the flower to his nose and declared with overreact, what a surprise. Oh. It sure smells pretty, and it's beautiful too. That's why I picked it here. It's for you. The weed, it was a weed. The weed before me was dry and dead, not vibrant of color, orange, yellow, or red. But I knew I must take it, or he might never leave. So I reached for the flower and replied, "This is just what I need." But instead of placing the flower in my hand, he held it in midair without reason or plan. So the boy came to her, what? He was like this, right? She didn't notice his eyes. And he said, "Here. So I'm giving you the flower." So how would I give you the flower? If I wanted to give it to you, how would I give it to you? Like this, right? But he gave it to her like this. Right? So now she's wondering, right? So he held it in midair without reason or plan. It was then that I noticed for the very first time that weeded, toaded little boy could not see. He was blind. I heard my voice quiver, tears shone with the sun, as I thanked him for picking the very best one. "You're welcome," he smiled and ran off to play, unaware of the impact he had on my day. I sat there and wondered how he managed to see a self-pitiful woman beneath the old willow tree. How did he know my self-indulged plight? Perhaps from his heart he had been blessed to see the true light. Through the eyes of a blind child, at last I could see. The problem was not with the world, but the problem was with me. And for all those times I myself had been blind, I vowed to see the beauty in life and to appreciate every second that was mine. And then I held the wilted flower up to my nose and breathed the fragrance of a beautiful rose. And I smiled as I watched the young boy with another weed in his hand, about to change the life of an unexpected old man. MashaAllah. Pretty, huh? That's pretty. What did you understand from that? Everyone has to share one thing, okay? I just want everybody to share one thing, so start thinking. So just tell me anything that you heard from the story, anything that you heard from the poem.
To share things.
To share things, yes. It's always good to share. And you see, again, kindness.
To be thankful for what you have.
To be thankful for what you have, right? Some people, they have so much, and yet they're still not satisfied, yeah? Some people don't realize, what you have and what other people have in the world. SubhanAllah, we have so much, right? They always point to Africa, but there's more poor places in Africa. There are people in Europe, right? I'm sure there are people in Sri Lanka that you see, alhamdulillah, we're so well off. Allah has blessed us, And sometimes we don't tend to see, because we have so much, we don't tend to see how much we really have. Yeah? What else? Yes? Hold the mic to your mouth. You want to say something? Okay. You want to say something? See, share with us. Don't be shy. So kindness, sharing. Anything else from the story? What did you get from the poem? Well, tell me what happened in the poem. In your own words. Tell me what you heard.
The boy, he wanted to make the old man happy.
Okay. And what did he do?
He gave a weed.
He had a little, was it a nice flower? No, it wasn't a beautiful flower. It was a weed, right? It was just something that he picked up, right? And then what did he do?
He gave it to the old man.
He gave it to the old woman, right? First he gave it to the old woman. She was sitting on the bench, right? Underneath a tree, right? And was she happy? No, she wasn't happy. She was very sad, right? She was angry at the world, right? Because everything seemed to be going bad, right? So she was very angry at the world. And then what happened?
The boy, he gave the weed to the woman.
The boy came with the flower in his hand, and he did what? Here you are. I picked the very best one. Right? And he held it out to her. But instead of giving it to her in a hand, he held it like this. And then what? Then she realized that what?
He was blind.
He was blind. SubhanAllah. So then she asked herself what? How can someone blind see? That she was so sad inside. SubhanAllah. Yeah? And then what happened?
She found out that she was the one who was
She was the one that was very sad, right? It wasn't the world with the problem, it was her. Huh? But alhamdulillah, the boy gave her the flower, and then she could see, right? So she learned from a blind person. So that teaches us what? That we can learn from anyone, right? No matter how big, no matter how small, no matter how old, no matter how young. You know, if we open up our ears for advice, you know, we can always learn something. I remember one summer when I was young, I worked at a summer camp for handicapped people. It was really, really nice. It's in a beautiful place in the mountains in Virginia. It was very beautiful. And I remember one thing, this man, he was a quadriplegic, meaning that he couldn't walk at all. And he really didn't have control over his legs or his arms. But he told me one thing, and I still remember, this is a long time ago. He said, everything's going to be just fine. Everything's going to be just fine. Everything's going to be what?
just fine.
Just fine, yes. Alhamdulillah. Okay. The Muslim tune-up. You know when you have a car, right? When you have a car, you have to tune the car up, right? You have to make sure that you have oil in the car, right? You have to make sure you have gas in the car, yeah? And when you turn on the car, you have to make sure that it starts when you turn the key, yeah? So it's called a tune-up. This is to keep the car running nice. So we're going to call this a Muslim tune-up. And the first one, it says to adjust your headlights so others may see the good works you do. Adjust your headlights so other people can see the good works you do, right? So we do good things for what? We do good things to show people? No, we do good things for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But it's nice that the people see the good things that we do, that they may follow us, yes, right? You don't want to go out and say, oh, look, I did this today. Oh, guess I did this. I gave to the old man. I gave to the old person. I gave 10,000 reals to this person. I did this. I did that. No, you don't want to do that, right? You never want to tell everybody what you did. But the good things that you do, you want to keep them to yourself, but also be proud, be happy of the good things that you do, right? And being consistent in doing the good things, right? So adjust your headlights so others may see your good works, right? So that you can set an example, right? You want to set an example of a good Muslimah. Number 2, set your timing to be in the masjid on time, right? Of course, you can pray at home, but if there's occasion that you can go to the masjid and pray, you want to be on time to go to the masjid, yes? It says adjust your brakes on your tongue so that you always speak well of others. Oh, right? Sometimes, when we're talking with our friends, we start talking about other people. Oh, look what she had on today. She had this, so ugly. Oh, God. She did. You just start talking about other people. It's not nice to talk about other people, right? Because we don't want other people talking about us, right? And we don't want to say bad things. We want to think, right? Please. Always good to think before you say. Always good to what? To think before you say something, right? Because, you may say something that may hurt someone for the rest of their lives. They may remember what you said for the rest of their lives. So always remember, think before you say. It says, align your directions to follow the straight and narrow path of Allah, of Allah's will, right? So we always want to check ourselves, Would the Prophet Muhammad do this, right? Would Aisha, alayhi salam, do this? Would Salama do this? Would Sa'idah do this? We want to remember, we want to try to have our lives so that we follow the way of the mothers of the believers, yes? That's what we want to do, right? Those are our examples to follow. It says, tune your mind to think on pure and holy things, right? So when we do this, right, that means that we have to be careful. We have to be careful what we listen to. We have to be careful what we watch on TV. Yeah? We have to be careful for the things that we read. It's very important, right? It's very, very important. You know, we turn on the television and we just start watching this movie, or we watch this, you know, and what goes inside here never comes out. You know that? I bet you saw something on television and you still remember it, I'm sure, right? You saw something in the movie, or you heard a song, or you heard something, and you still remember it after 1, 2, 3, 4 years. You can still remember, because that's like ammunition that Shaitan keeps in to play with us. So you know, when you're praying, when you make salah, and all of a sudden this movie flashes in your head, right? A scene from a movie comes to your head, or a song comes to your head, or something comes to your head, right? While you're praying. Oh my goodness, where'd that come from? So remember, what goes in never comes out. So we have to be careful with things that we read and things that we watch. You know, really, we need to be very careful. It says antifreeze your heart, all right, to be zealous for the service of Allah, that you always want to try to do good things, right? There's so many good things, right? It says that if you think of something good, what? Allah gives you blessings for it, yeah? Just on the intention, because our religion is based on intention, right? It's what we think, what we feel. This is our religion, it's based on our intention. So if you think of doing something good, right, just think of doing something good, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you blessings for it. If you think of doing something good and you actually do it, Allah gives you blessings for it, right? No matter what you do, Allah will give you blessings for you don't know. It could be up to 700 times more. Allah is merciful, right? Allah gives. So if you just think about doing something good, okay, there's a piece of paper on the ground. And you think, okay, I want to pick that piece of paper up. But then something happens and you can't. You get blessings for it, right? Something happens, you're going to pick it up, and then something happens, your mother calls you. Okay, Mama, I'm coming, because your mother called you. Your mother called you, okay, Mama, I'm coming, and you forgot, you didn't pick it up. So now there's a piece of paper on the ground, and you go down to pick it up, and you pick it up, and you put it in the trash can. You get blessings for that, for thinking about it and for doing it. Okay? Now, there's a piece of paper on the ground, and you say to yourself, oh, I should pick that piece of paper up. And what happens after that? Immediately you get a whisper. You get a whisper, right? Shaitan. Why are you going to pick that paper up? That's not your job. Let the cleaner pick the paper up. You don't need to pick that paper up. Why are you going to? Come on. Who are you? You're not a trash person. Why are you going to pick up that piece of paper? Leave it on the ground. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to pick it up. And you walk away. But thinking about it, you got blessings for it. But look at the blessings that you lost for not picking it up. Right? So when you think about doing something good and you actually do it, alhamdulillah, the blessings are there for you. Yeah? Alhamdulillah. It says, lubricate your spirit with oil of joy and gladness. So we should always try to be happy, right? We should always try to be happy in the things that we do. And on times that we're sad, we should read Quran and ask Allah to help us, huh? Yeah? Alhamdulillah. Our director Hamoodi's back there waving his hands. He's saying the clock on the wall says us all, and it's time for us to leave. So inshallah, until next time, when the sun sets and the moon rises and the doors of Simsim open. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
Wa alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you so much. It was really nice to have you.
sun comes from Allah, the moon comes from Allah, daylight from Allah, rain falls from Allah, the earth comes from Allah, the water comes from Allah, air comes from Allah, and fire comes from Allah. Everything's from Allah, everyone's from Allah, everything's from Allah, everyone's from Allah. So what is Kalima? This is Kalima. What is Kalima? This is Kalima.